Hey, what's going on? How you doing out there? This is your Uncle Steve live for the Monday Minutia. Still feeling good about that win yesterday against the Bucks. And now we move on to Dallas. And before we move on, let's just out the game from yesterday. Are we still thinking we need to revamp the defense? Are we still thinking Jimmy Lake should be gone? Let's talk about it in a couple of minutes. Let's roll into the theme song.
You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time.
Hey, what's going on? How are y'all doing out there today? This is your Uncle Steve, and you're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Appreciate y'all joining me here for the Monday Minutia. Here, we usually recap the games from Sunday, see where our Atlanta Falcons are, and just talk about sports and other stuff today. I am your Uncle Steve. If you don't mind, as you're coming in, go ahead and hit that like button for me. That would be nice. Appreciate it. It lets people know that other people are watching, and they'll say, you know what? Hey, I want to check that out. And hopefully we'll get a chance to chat with you on a Monday as we are in celebration mode still, 24 hours plus away from a really good, gritty win. It's an NFL win. As I was talking about yesterday, no apologies for how it's done. It gets done. Nobody worries about it until later in the playoffs when we start talking about seeds and all that stuff. But for right now, let's keep building. And it's hard as an Atlanta Falcon fan not to go overboard. You know, 5 wins feels good. 5 wins out of 8 games, I could take that. But as good as it felt this weekend, man, we have to turn our attention to the ever popular Dallas Cowboys. And I say ever popular because that's basically all they've been doing now, because they have been falling on a few hard times, but we're not in a position to overlook any team. All we need to do is go back a couple of weeks against the Seattle Seahawks when a lot of us thought that was a gimme game. No, we better play this game like our life depended on it. And remember, the more wins we stack in the conference, that bodes well for us too. As good as Detroit is doing right now, they're getting ready to go into a stretch where they're playing some, pretty tough teams. Washington, who really is a team I'm keeping my eye on with young Jaden Daniels, even with a messed up rib, still going out there doing his thing. But now we're at a position where, what? We need to start thinking about these games, start thinking about taking it one game at a time, paying attention to Dallas Cowboys right now. but we'll still talk about Tampa Bay's loss. Matter of fact, it was kind of funny. I've got these recordings that I happen to hear as some secret recordings I'll play for you a little later on that we heard coming out of Tampa Bay. People talking. I'll play that for you a little bit later. Don't ask me where I got them, but you know. Anyway, we'll get straight into business today, into the business of talking about if you want to talk about the Atlanta Falcons, if you want to talk about the game yesterday, if you want to talk about what our next opponent looks like, Dallas, if you want to talk about how that Benz is going to look next week, getting everybody ready right now. It's going to be full of Dallas Cowboys. No doubt. They're coming. I don't care I don't care how you try to stop it. They're coming. So just get ready for it. Don't get mad about it. The best thing you can do is just keep moving and keep grinding. So that's what we do. So with that, let's get into the chat. First up, Francis Hunt, Washington. What is going on? Thank you for joining us in the Uncle Steve's Lounge. How are you doing today? Had to see you in a minute. Hope everything is going well and hope you're enjoying this fantastic start to the season for us this year. Hope you are. Henry's in the house. What's going on, my brother? He said, Happy Victory Monday, Uncle Steve and Falcons family kings of the NFC South. Yeah. You know, I was thinking about Prince today as I was playing my music. I had a doctor's appointment today, so I was going through my whole profile of music today. Obviously, if you keep up with Uncle Steve's Lounge, I went to see Stevie Wonder a couple of weekends ago, and that was just outstanding. That's my favorite artist of all time. But I had some Prince rolling on there, so I saw that. Yeah. I was thinking about, I'm going down to Alphabet Street. Yeah. So, or you could go Beatles. They love you, yeah. Whichever way you want to do. Henry's like, I did not ask for that. Greg is in the house. What's going on, my brother? How you doing, brother? Say, what's up, Unc? Hope you and the family are doing well, my brother. NFC South leaders, ATL, and currently the number 3 seed for the NFC. It's not too early to start talking about that stuff, folks. I know that'll change week to week, but while we're in the position, that's a home game. That's a home game. That's a home game if you're the number 3 seed. The closer we come to the number 2 seed, maybe that could be 2 home games. We'll see how it works out, but keep grinding, keep stacking the wins. That's what we need to do as a team. We got to take this thing 1 week at a time, and I love the energy now. Dondre is in the house. What's going on, Dondre? Thank you for joining us in Uncle Steve's Lounge again. As y'all coming in, and make sure you hit the like button for your Unc, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook. We appreciate the audience. And thank you all for sharing your thoughts on the Atlanta Falcons. You say, hey, Uncle Steve, what locks up the division for us if we win Sunday and everyone else lose? Does that lock it up? Do we need more to be done? I'm glad you asked that question. Rusty Moore brought up a good point. Shout out to Rusty, my buddy on there. Folks, the NFC South is not officially clinched. I know there was a lot of talk about sweeping the Buccaneers, 4-0 in the division and stuff like that. So let me make it clear. The division is going to be won first by win-loss record. We can go 6-0 in the division and end up being 9-8. If Tampa Bay is 10-7, they win the division. Point blank. That's how it goes. Now, what's good about us doing this in the NFC South is, say, for instance, we get to the end of the year and both Tampa Bay and Atlanta end up 10-7. Because we beat the Buccaneers two games this year and swept them, we have what they call the tiebreaker. So the tiebreaker is what's the main part of winning yesterday. The NFC South has not been clinched, folks. It feels like it, but it's not. We got a long way to go before we decide the winner of the NFC South. But from a standpoint for putting the pressure on Tampa Bay, that win was huge in that direction. So again, we have not officially won anything yet. We haven't even clinched a playoff spot yet. We're way away from that. But it just felt good because we haven't done this in a long time. I think even the Super Bowl year, we actually went 5-1 in the division. So we haven't clinched anything. Bottom line. Dondre also says, bring Tack home. His grandma would be happy if I could get a Raza. Wow. No, I did not. Don't think. Oh, goodness gracious. A little humor. Yeah, all right. A little humor. I ain't going to talk about the deceased. So it's all good. But I feel, Henry said, I hope all the Dirty Birds family all over the world have a fantastic day. You as well, my friend. Ron Smith is in the house. What's up, Ron? How you feeling, brother? He said, what's good? Straight to the point for me. LOL. Wow, our linebackers playing as deep as the secondary at the snap of the ball. That's my only problem. I wanted to talk about that yesterday, Ron, because I know a lot of people were jumping on Jimmy Lake, and I understand he represents the defense. He's the defense coordinator. If things go wrong on defense, they're going to come to him just like they were coming for Zach Robinson's head in the first couple of games. However, let me also keep, put in perspective. Let's just say Jimmy Lake is putting in the schemes that you're supposed to put in, and the players just aren't playing up to their capabilities. Are we really? And then again, I love the players when they're playing for the Falcons, and I'm going to support them all the way. Is Grady playing at optimal level? Is Yamada playing at optimal level? Is even Caden Ellis? Is Lamb, did he come back too early? These are fair questions when you see some of the struggles that are going on defense. Now, I'm not going to be a hypocrite in that. Like, I stand by what I stand on yesterday. I'm happier about the win, but I am concerned that there are deficiencies. Ooh, let's try that again. I'm concerned that there are deficiencies on defense. But going back to your question, I don't know. They can only be that deep if the coordinator is telling them to be that deep, in my opinion. So I would doubt if you can see it as a fan and others can see it. I think maybe it's fair enough to ask, hey, Jimmy, why are we doing that? Why are we playing back like that? I know Troy Anderson makes a difference. I don't think he made that much of a difference. He is kind of quick. And it would be nice to get him back on there, but yeah, it's a fair question. Dondre said, did Koo miss that field goal on purpose by the look on his face? Everybody keeps saying that. I don't think Mr. Koo is trying to miss anything on purpose. I know somebody else said that same thing. No. Antavius is in the house. What's going on, man? He said, that interception. That's what we need every game. Plus, AJ pick, be able to bait. Man need to be built on that. Yeah, listen. AJ AJ want those interceptions, man. And I bet you he's worked on it. If we had a number of almost interceptions for AJ, he might lead the league last couple of years. But he's probably worked on that, man. I'm glad to see him getting these picks finally, so he can kind of get his due. Because unfortunately, you're not going to get your due until you get those interceptions. You're a cornerback. They judge you by that. Diggs was thought to be the greatest thing since sliced bread when he got all those interceptions a couple of years ago. And people are noticing, including the little reporter in Dallas. If y'all haven't checked it out, go look at it. And Diggs went at a reporter. That, when you don't get interceptions, people kind of call you out. Almost like a receiver if you don't score touchdowns. They did that to Julio for a long time. There were people that saying Antonio Brown was better than Julio just because Antonio Brown scored more touchdowns. Well, maybe Matt didn't find. Matt was spreading the ball out. Julio was always double teamed. It's hard. So as far as AJ's concerned, a lot of people, the first couple of years, they weren't picking on AJ as much. So he didn't get as many opportunities. But now he is. So I'm glad he's doing that. Barbara's in the house. What's going on, Barbara? Thank you for joining us in the lounge. She said, yeah, people on X saying they sold their tickets to Cowgirls for $600 $600 a piece. Yeah, I mean, and I'm not going to blame a season ticket holder or anybody for selling the tickets to probably second biggest draw. I think Pittsburgh is far away the biggest fan base that will show up in the stadium, but Dallas has got to be right there at number 2. I mean, and if Dallas is rolling, oh my goodness. So yeah, I would put Dallas in that category as well. For $600, I'm surprised they don't get more than that. Marina is here. What's going on, Marina? It said Cowboys can't stop the run. Who do you predict will have the most rushing yards, Bijan or Tyler? I think this offense is showing that they're going to build around Bijan as much. And I'll tell you what, man, as hard as Tyler runs and whatever, man, Bijan is, if we haven't figured it out, yeah, Bijan is that dude, man. If Bijan gets a crease, it's over. Now, Tyler can hit the hole as well, too. And there's no disrespect to Tyler because he's a baller. But, yeah, y'all, Bijan got that little, that you got to respect. So, I think we can still, I would predict Bijan. Now, let me warn you, Marina, we can't take people lightly. Seattle came into that game 2 weeks ago. Both of their starting corners were out, and they pretty much, for the most part, shut us down, intercepted Kurt 3 times. Or was it 2 times or 3 times? Might have been 3 times. So just practice as if they got the toughest line in the world. And again, we don't know the status of Chris Lindstrom for this game as well. So we might be coming in banged up before we start talking about that. Now, again, I love the optimism, but nah, man. As far as I'm concerned, Dallas is Kansas City coming in here. You treat them like Kansas City. Antoine, what's going on, man? Good to see you in the house. He said, what's up, Unc? And Falcons family. What's going on? What's going on? And Tavia said, I think this Cowgirls game would be difficult. We just don't do well against versus mobile quarterbacks. Now, caution you from the mobile part. I think that to me, I think Geno is more mobile. I think trying to think the people we played. I think Patrick Mahomes is more mobile. Dak is not a joke, but man, just cover up. Cover up and have somebody kind of spying him a little bit. I think we'll be fine. Barbara says, wonder why we have a better record on the road than at home so far. It's less pressure. I think I've come to the conclusion that here at home, I think it's more pressure. It's more pressure at home. They could probably play that us against the world thing on the road. Good teams do that. Here in Atlanta, being the transient city that it is, it's going to happen on Sunday, y'all. Cowboy fans are coming. Some of them probably disguised as Falcons fans for most of the years, and then they're going to come in there with their Tony Romo jerseys there. Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Roger Staubach, Tony Dorsett. Get ready for it. Don't get mad at it. Get ready for it. It's coming. You know? It's coming. Sister Simone in the house. What's going on, ma'am? Good to see you in the house. Real Falcon fans in the house representing. Thank you for joining us in Uncle Steve's Lounge. I appreciate you. This is the Monday Minutia. Again, if you've come in just for a couple of minutes, please make sure that you hit the like button. We appreciate it. It gets us going into this algorithm there. Barbara says we're far from clinching, not even played half the games yet. Yeah, I don't know why I saw that narrative yesterday, Barbara. I saw that going on the internet too, on good old X, where people were acting like it was over. I think people were hearing that we're 4-0 in the division. They're hearing that we swept Tampa Bay, and I think folks were getting their hopes up that it's over. We just waiting for the playoffs. No. I mean, realistically, the Falcons, knock on wood, Falcons could lose every game for the rest of the year, and Tampa Bay wins. And guess what? Tampa Bay will be there. Actually, I saw a fact. The Oakland Raiders, when they were in Oakland back in 2010, went 6-0 in the division and didn't even make the playoffs. So there is precedent for that. But no, it's not over yet. Sister Melinda Marshall was in the house. What's going on? Yeah, you know what? I saw your post earlier today. I hate that you're going to miss it as well, because you know them folks. We're going to need as many Falcon folks in there as we can, because it's going to probably be hostile. Probably going to be hostile in there. No doubt. No doubt. Henry says, Pitts or anybody else better not pull the same Ritter stunt again. And Wingfield was involved in that play too. Second Pitts touchdown shows he didn't have a sense of urgency. I'm going to tell you what, and he's super lucky because he really should have had that. They really should have called that back. All honesty. I hate to say it. I don't want to go against my team, but yeah, he should have. Got you. Oh, we got a super chat in the house. That's good because I get a chance to play some stuff. Hey, I don't care what they say. Hey. Cause the Falcons going crazy. Yeah. Cause Uncle Steve would take it. Cause the super chat is crazy. Kirk Cousins throwing down south. Yeah. While the running backs are trucking. Yeah. Appreciate that, Abel. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that super chat, sir. He said, what's up, Unc? Appreciate the content. Even if I don't catch it live, brother, it's all good. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, as you always do. Brother, we here to entertain, man. We here to entertain. We here to talk Falcons. I appreciate everyone, and especially if you support the channel. If you find ways to support the channel, super chats are one of them. Abel is always one that does it. You know what? You don't have to. I'm going to read your comment anyway. So you come on, but I honestly appreciate the love. We just went over 1.65, I think, thousand. I mean 1.6 thousand. So I appreciate everyone in their support, man. We just here to have a good time and celebrate the Falcons. And Abel, you are awesome, man. Thank you so much. Philip, that's a long time brother right here, been with me for a minute. Philip Crawford in the house. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Henry say, I got you, Uncle Steve. Yeah. All day. I'm going to tell you who, speaking of music, who came out today, man. And I know, I know a lot of the older folks might not get into him as much, man. I am a huge, you know how when you have coaching trees, like you talk about Andy Reid and then the people that came under his tree and everything. And then you got Kyle Shanahan even has him a little tree with, with LaFleur and folks like that. I'm a huge Pharrell guy. And though, he didn't actually work with him early on, but Tyler, the Creator, is a big, he loves, you could tell his influence from Pharrell. And he came out with an album today, Cornucopia, I think that's what it's called. And Tyler, the Creator, again, I'm not a fan of language as much, but it's undeniable listening to some of his music behind the scenes, because it's somebody, I even said it on this little post today. Like, I don't know who you knew when you were younger, but you have an old school vibe with your music, at least the background music. He's a extremely talented cat. But he came out with an album today and it's really good. If you can stand the lyrics, and like I said again, I'm not going to judge. He's kind of like 50-50, like 50% you could play it. maybe in the club, and the other 50% kind of a little too much for me as far as everything. But I love the music that he has on there. But album came out today, just pretty good cat. David Starks is in the house. That's another brother, been with us for a minute. He said, can't necessarily evaluate late scheme when players are not getting off blocks and getting dragged, trying to tackle backs. Oh, absolutely. That right on spot. That's what I'm saying. People have to perform as well. You got to hold these guys accountable. It's not just run straight to the coordinator all the time. So. Dondre says, do you think TJ Watt, I'm sure what you TJ Watt will come out of retirement? You talking about JJ Watt? I'm sure that's what you meant. JJ Watt will come out of retirement? Nah, JJ's good. They on that. They getting paid up there on that CBS table. They are good. They are good. David said Diggs, that reporter was funny. That was funny. That was hilarious. For those of you who don't get a chance to see it, just put Stephon Diggs in Twitter. They'll be on there. Henry said the first takeaway from that punch out that got us a TD. That's what. Oh, okay, gotcha. You talking about JB? Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, man. Jesse Bates, the most underrated, awesome defensive player in the NFL, no doubt. Absolutely. And look, there were a couple of them he's done this year that they just happened to recover. But yeah, Peanut would be proud. Peanut Tillman. Eric Parker's in the house. What's going on, Eric? How you doing, my brother? Thank you for joining us in the lounge. And Ontavia says that cool missed field goal was divine in the intervention, because if you look at it, you'll see it looked like it was going in, then it pushed soon as it got some air. Listen, I told somebody, I'm trying to think, was I talking to Tyler, my son? When it first kicked up, it looked like it was going straight in. Then all of a sudden, that bad boy just said, whew. I was wondering if somebody turned on, did they have some like air conditioned vents or something in that stadium, man? But that thing was aiming like it was going in. I don't know. I might have to see some shenanigans going on in Tampa and see what's up. There's my buddy Tidy from Atlanta Bird Gang in the house. Y'all make sure y'all check out Tidy. He usually comes on before me. And as he astutely said, I usually try to follow him up on Mondays with the Minutia, but he usually comes on, give his take on what went down. I know he had a show last night too, but always fun to check and see what's going on in Atlanta Bird Gang. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe and like the channel over there on YouTube. That's my brother doing his thing. He said, I was initially standoffish against Bijan because I didn't like the pick at number 8. However, it's obvious he's easily the better back of the two. He's one of the best offensive weapons in the league, minus the quarterbacks. It's, you know, you and I have been extremely critical. In some cases, we probably should be, about those picks that they've made, Tidy. But yeah, dude is special. And sometimes you do kind of have to make an example for those people who just got it. And then you start talking about running backs in the league right now who have it. Bijan Robinson is one. Saquon Barkley is another. McCaffrey is one. And as great as Derrick Henry is, you know, there was some times where, you know, Derrick Henry ain't getting the ball out the backfield all the time like that and making moves like that. He's just trucking folks and got some speed, which I'm not dogging. I'm just saying, but that's his game. But there aren't a lot of it running backs. We got one in Atlanta. And it's great to have a 1-2 punch with Tyler Algier. Now, I was surprised as much as anybody yesterday because Tyler usually doesn't put the ball on the ground. So that was, you know, a little bit of like, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. But yeah, you're absolutely right. One of the best offensive weapons in the league. Absolutely. Matt Town Dirty's in here. What's going on, Matt Town? Good to see you. Good to see you. Cam Lewis in the house too, man. What is going on, Cam? He said, long time no see. Love and blessings to you and the family. To you as well, my friend. Always good to see you jumping up in here in this piece today with us in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Always good to see you in the minutia. Dwayne Green, what's up, Dwayne? How you feeling, brother? Thanks for joining us here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Yeah, what's up, Uncle Steve? You are correct. We cannot take any games for granted, especially against the Cowgirls. Rise up. I'm going to tell you, when you go on these national shows and you see the Stephen A. Smiths and the Get Ups, the Mike Greenbergs and all of them, and they're ready to pounce on how horrible Dallas is and how they're not playing well and all this and all of that. And folks, we can't let that mess seep into our consciousness, because I remind you all, Seattle is in the same position. Seattle came in limping, came in with folks saying, no, they shouldn't, and they beat us down. That was the first beat down we've had this season. If anything, it was a perfect time for us to lose. I never want us to lose, but that Seattle game is going to be that game where if players start, smelling themselves a little too much, coach can always go back, say, y'all remember that Seattle game? Y'all came out with no energy in that Seattle game, and you see what happened. That's why I love the way we came out against Tampa. Tampa is not a bad team, y'all. Tampa is not a bad team. And we beat them twice. Yes, they didn't have their receivers this time, and guess what? They still put up 26. That's a good team we beat 2 times this year. Trust me. Seth Thomas is in here. What's up, Seth? Seth says Panthers are a 5.5 underdog against the Saints at home this weekend. Boy, I'm going to tell you what. I will never, ever, 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 ever feel sorry for the Saints. Never. And I tell you, it's kind of funny to see them in the position they are. And you got Spencer Rattler, and you kind of had to kind of see him get pulled for the little model guy. Quarterback, I don't even know what his name is. Hainer, whatever his name is. It's beautiful to see as a Falcon fan. Just beautiful. For all those Sean Payton, Drew Brees days that we had to sit there and take that is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I did kind of forget to let y'all know we did have some footage. Not footage. We had some audio of Tampa Bay fans coming out of the stadium. I think I got that right here, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw it.
Buccaneers fans,
Heard them.
I know we took y'all on a ride for half a season. And it really didn't matter that Mike Evans was hurt or Godwin. Y'all forgot we got Baker Mayfield as a quarterback.
Man, they hard on themselves.
And as much as I try to respect Todd Bowles, he still got that plain look on his face. That means, man, I wish I was with Raheem. He's sitting in Atlanta right now. I just want to be there. Can I be there with you, Raheem? Because I'm lonely. I'm so lonely.
I think that's...
Man, take me out of this place. I just want to win again. Come on, man.
Man. This time instead, you come to the Benz. That was a... We will show you what playoffs will mean when you come. That was some sad fans in there. End of the road. I guess they knew it. Can't let... I think they were really giving up over there. I just came across that. I tried to see if I could pull up something else too, man. Them fans were kind of upset. I don't know. Let's see. Cam Lewis said next week is the trade deadline. Do you see the Falcons making a move, or do you think we stand pat with the roster we have? I see them probably making a move, but it's not going to be a big time move. Mark Davis from the Raiders already came out and said Max Crosby isn't going anywhere. Now that Crab Legs has Cleveland back on the winning track again, that might stop any movement of Myles Garrett that people may have thought was happening. I still think that was a long shot for him to move. He's arguably one of the top 2-3 edge rushers in the game, and I just find it hard for them to try to move him as well. But I do see us being active, Cam, just not probably one of the big names. Penix isn't going anywhere. And no, the Falcons aren't giving away high quality draft picks, but it's probably going to be somebody we're not going to expect. So just get ready for that. David says Jesse Bates would have been first team All-Pro if we had a winning record. Jesse was first team All-Pro last year. I think he was first team, right? I'm almost positive he was first team. Wasn't he first team last year? I know he was second team. Was he first? I thought he was first team. Maybe he was second team. I know Wingfield was second. Maybe they had Hamilton first. So you might be right. I thought he was first team. Could be right. Cam Lewis said Tyler first fumble since coming in the league. Yeah, exactly. He's usually shorthand. That's why I don't have any problems with him at all. Not at all. Kelvin's in the house. What's going on, Kelvin? Good to see you, brother. Say good evening, and everyone. We got the blueprint to beat the Cowboys. Run. Their last 5 opponents, almost 200 yards apiece. Feed Tyler and Bijan and double CD. Take him away. I hope Justin is back. I'm not trying to say, well, yes, I am trying to say Richie Grant is Richie Grant. But I do feel like Justin Simmons not being there made a difference a little bit in the secondary. Quite honestly, folks, I said it before, I say it again. Judon and Simmons, I think I would try to see if Simmons is interested in staying after this year. We keep this winning going. I think it might be easier to replace Judon than it is to replace Simmons. I think Simmons makes a difference in that secondary. But yeah, keep running, run the ball, and Kirk Cousins right now, dude. Did y'all see the touchdown to Mooney? And go back and look at the replay. Dude had time to look to 3 different choices before he made that catch. Made that throw. And to see him kind of move Wingfield with his head by staring. And Wingfield was close, but he wasn't close enough. And a good run game can make all of that stuff awesome. And I think that's what the plan is going to be. We probably going to try to run the ball. Matt Down said, them birds kind of dirty when they go 30. I like that. Okay, I see what you did. Good job. David said Jake Haener. Yeah, that's his name. Played at Florida State. All I remember is the picture. If y'all haven't seen this picture, go Google that. And you'll see his little, I don't even know what to call it, but it was an interesting picture. I'll just leave it there. Henry said, bring back Adrian Claiborne for one day to sack Dak a couple of times. If y'all don't know what he's talking about, actually, that may have been, was that the first year in the Benz? Yeah, I think it was first year in the Benz, and Adrian Claiborne was up against a practice squad guy, and he had 6 sacks in that game. 6 sacks. And you could argue that gave him a 2-year deal for New England. New England signed him the next year, and he ended up being on that particular team. So, yeah, man, that I do remember that. That was fun. That was funny. Shaka Zulu in the house. What's going on, Shaka? Yeah, y'all like that, eh? I don't know where I find these things from, man. Sometimes you just look, man. some of these Tampa Bay things. I think I got one more loading. Let me see if I can find that one in a second. Antonio James in the house. What's going on, Antonio? What's up, Unc? How close were we to signing Deshaun Watson? Oh, man. Don't even do it. Because, look, I was one of those that was running to say, please, 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 please. Man, I'm glad Cleveland came in there and sold the ranch to do that. I am, because I'm not going to try to pretend Buford Highway doesn't exist in Atlanta. And we would have been some. And if you don't know. Tim McCarthy, what is going on, my friend? Good to see you up here in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Thank you for joining us on the Monday Minutia. He said, what's up, Uncle Steve? Man, I tell you what, Kyle Pitts needs to get it together. I'll be the one to say it. The defense needs to tighten things up. They were letting Baker light them up without his star receivers. I understand Jesse did his thing, but there are some plays that could have been huge if the ball was caught on blown coverages. Absolutely 100% fair assessment of what's going on. The Kyle Pitts thing, I don't know what it is about Tampa Bay, why these young Falcon players think we can Cadillac across the end zone. I got to give Kyle the business like I gave our buddy Desmond the business. Dude, you haven't arrived like that yet. You haven't balled like that yet to go across that. I was a little afraid about the Bijan thing too, but I'll be honest with you, Bijan at least has done a little bit more than both of them, if you tell the truth. But yeah, no need to do that, man. Score the touchdown. Act like you've been there before. Act like you've been there before. Get through, then do whatever you want to do. Run through the end zone, dance, sing, flip, do whatever you want to. And as far as, yes, defense, we got to tighten some stuff up, man. Got to. But I also say this, Tim, don't sleep on, we can laugh and joke about Baker Mayfield when he left Cleveland, that last year was horrible and he got kicked out and stuff like that. Baker Mayfield has reinvented himself. And he was in the same position Jaden Daniel was. He just didn't have the lucky tip. Same position. That could have been us. But I think Baker has righted himself. And remember, Baker won a playoff game last year. Tim says, and Kurt definitely generally wants, Kurt wants this. And I think Kurt's mad too. Kurt's in that position where he's kind of like, okay, y'all drafted Penix. All right, I see you. I see what you got. I see you. Absolutely. Dang, Tidy. I know I was talking about something. I forgot what I was talking about, but I know you helping me out as always, brother. Remind me what I was talking about. I'm sorry. Brother, getting old, Tidy. Stop. I know that's going to be a joke for you, so leave me alone. Tell me what I was talking about. Augusta Gator is in the house. What is going on, my friend? He said Benz is going to look like a mini Jerry World next season. And I'm telling you, and that's just Atlanta, man. We're not there until we win a championship. Until we can win the championship, I'm telling you, it's going to be like that. It is. David says, why is Richie Grant still on this roster? He was hot garbage yesterday. I don't even think they want him as depth. Dang, man. Dang. Oh, Tidy, you got jokes, eh? You got jokes, eh? You got jokes for a brother. That's all right, man. I can't wait. Till them gray hairs get on you, man. I can't wait. You're gonna have your little thing on, and you're gonna have your microphone. And that's why I had to start going to the hanging mic instead of the mic down here, because them hairs start. Oh man. What's going on, Ron? How you doing, brother? Good to see you in the house. Thank you for joining me, brother. Antonio Watkins is in here as well. He said, hey, Brother Steve, what's going on? It's good to see you, brother. We are #1 stunners. Hashtag rise up, shawty. Rise up, shawty. Rise up. Oh, you know what? I think I found it. I think I found that trip. It was a husband and wife that were leaving the stadium. I think I saw this. Husband and wife was going. Listen.
Yes, it's over all of the day.
Dang, it was
Sorry, Baker had to end that way.
it's just,
No reason to pretend.
they were so exact about it.
We knew it had to end someday.
Dang.
This is way. Yes, it's over.
Dang.
The Bucks are gone.
Husband and wife leaving
What's the use of
Raymond James
trying
yesterday.
to hang on?
I don't know why they were.
Somewhere we lost the key. Somewhere there's left.
I hope they got home okay.
and me.
Yeah, like the season was
And
over with,
it's clear to
which it
see.
probably is, honestly.
Too much, too little, too late to ever try again.
I don't know where this
Too
stuff
much,
comes
too
from, bro.
little, too late. Buccaneers is all of there.
I hope they get therapy, man.
Middle of doing something that's rude.
That's sad, man. Didn't y'all want to cry on that? Poor Buccaneers. Oh man. Oh, David starts Jesse Bates, second team. Thank you, David. I can always depend on y'all too for helping me out with these stats, man, and these stats and facts. Thank y'all, appreciate that. So it was second team, and you know what? And I was mad about that too because Wingfield, I think, was the one that slipped in that position. I honestly thought he should have been first team. Right now, he's got to be first team right now, right? Is there anybody else even close at this moment? Unless somebody's getting some garbage interceptions. Seth Thomas says, Steve, it gets better next year. The Aints are $72 million over the cap, and most of their starters are over 30. Love it, love it. Love it, love it. Mickey Loomis, can you get us out of this one again? And I'm telling you, it's coming to the point. I kind of would have thought they would have pushed the reset button last year, but when they got Derek Carr last year, that was kind of a shock to me. I thought they would have gone young. But I guess they thought they still had some left. And we saying that now, Seth. Guess what, Seth? They just signed Alvin Kamara for a couple more years. Now, that's deep. Yeah. Henry says Hodge had a crucial stop on that fake punt. Got to show him some love. Absolutely, you got to show him some love. Cadero is becoming that little hero, not the big name, but doing the little things. That's good play from Hodge. Yeah, you see, if y'all want some humor, go to Tampa Bay and go to their post-game conference, man. My man looks so lost. He looks so sad. He looks super sad. But yeah. One second, y'all. Getting ready to do this right quick so I can get this last time. What's going on? Alan Mike in the house. He said, well, hey, what do you think about Judon and Simmons so far? Again, as I've said before, I think Judon is trying. I know a lot of people say they look like he's not playing on a couple of plays. He might be frustrated more than anything. I don't think he's doing an Anthony Richardson. Go listen to the press conference. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But I think Simmons is more of a keeper to me than Judon right now. I think Atlanta will probably try to make a move next year to get a legitimate edge rusher in here. See what they can get. But I take Simmons all day. Simmons look like he's ready. I'm hoping this hamstring doesn't keep him out too long, but I would keep him. I would keep him if I was doing that. Hey, listen, I know we usually come in here a little bit longer, but I'm going to cut it down a little short today in the Monday Minutia. I appreciate y'all. If y'all could do me one favor, go hit that like button for me. Tell one or two friends about Uncle Steve's Lounge. Let them know we got some of the, try to have a little fun in here, do some things, talk some Falcons, talk some current events, talk some music. We do it all. But right now, as the Falcons are balling, we talking about how these boys going to do against these Dallas Cowboys this week. I tell you what, I am so ready to get to this Dallas game. I can't wait. And I know y'all can't wait either. Until then, again, y'all make sure y'all like the video for brother as we are leaving out on the hottest intro in content creator space. Uncle Steve's Lounge.
You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. Gonna sit down, have a good time. You're in Uncle Steve's Lounge. You're in Uncle Steve's